All right, guys, it is coming up on 3:45, and I wanted to jump back here on social media and give you guys yet another update on Claudia and Claudette. Claudette. Claudette has now become a tropical depression. Okay, and so the rain has stopped for the time being across the Tuscaloosa metro area. However, more rain is coming in from Utah and Demopolis moving towards the city. There is also a batch of heavy rain that is sitting on the Pickens, Fayette, and Lamar County line in far northwestern Tuscaloosa County. There is also a lot of heavy rain and banding from Huntsville, Decatur, Hartselle, Hamilton, and Haleyville, all the way over to the Gunnersville and Scottsboro area, and then down towards Fort Payne, Gadsden, Anniston, and Alexander City. Then you get down here in South Alabama and East Alabama, and you have a pocket of storms that basically stretches along 22 that stretches from Rockford all the way down to just off to the east of Wetumpka and Electric, Alabama. And those are going to have to be watched for the potential of a couple of brief spin up tornadoes because they have shown signs of rotation over the past little bit. Now, let me also say that there's no formal tornado warnings right now, but there are a couple of hot spots that we do need to keep our eye on. There's going to be one that is going to be down here in this area to the east of Wetumpka, and there's also going to be a little area right up here as well, and that's in northern Coosa County. So once again, there's no formal warning, but if you're over here in Electric, if you're over here in Rockford, go on ahead and think about paying attention to the possible tornado, because anywhere along this line, there could be a brief spin up tornado along this line that I'm drawing right here, and this line is moving off towards the north and to the east as well. Now, there was an interesting one, as you will see back here at the start of this loop, that was back here in on the county line, and it has moved up here just off to the south of Rockford. But it was very tight when it was right there on the county line. So if you're watching right now over there towards Lake Martin, just know that there's going to be an intense amount of wind and the possibility of a few spin up tornadoes along this line right here as it continues to move on off towards the north there in East Alabama. So now let's go back a little bit further off to the south and look at these storms down here around Dothan. And the good news is I do not see any signs of a tornado. However, you're going to have some strong wind across this line of storms. You're going to have some strong winds coming into Enterprise, and you're going to have some strong winds coming up here to the north of Ozark, Alabama. And this area up here north of Ozark is going to be in Artron. I hope I'm saying that correctly. Artron, and then over here towards Bundridge and Silio. So once again, we're going to have to watch this area right here for the possibility of a spin-up tornado, and then this one right here as well over the city of Artron. And once again, these storms have had a history of producing a little bit of damage. Earlier, there was a report of trees down in Ozark, Alabama, with this storm. Also, the other line of storms coming in towards Babby and Ob. Those are going to produce winds of 30 to 40 miles per hour coming over here towards Ob. And then another batch of 30 to 40, maybe even 50 mile per hour winds coming over here between Sampson and Enterprise, Alabama. But for right now, there are no formal tornado warnings in any part of Alabama, which is a good thing. Let me also back out and see there's no formal warnings in Georgia. So that's good news. The only warnings that we have right now ongoing are some severe and tornado warnings in Colorado, also over towards the Nebraska area. And then we've also got a couple of storms that are producing a couple of tornadoes in Maine, believe it or not. And then, of course, down here towards the Massachusetts and Rhode Island area as well. But nothing is going on right now in our neck of the woods, which is wonderful. And let me check and see. Still got ongoing flash flooding issues going on near Fort Walton Beach in Okaloosa County, Florida. So that's a little bit south of Alabama. But like I said, there's a lot of flooding going on in Escambia and Okaloosa County, Florida, down there along the beaches there. And earlier there was a tornado warning for the Panama City area, but that has been allowed to expire. And earlier this morning, there was damage to quite a few homes down here in the Brewton, Alabama area as a possible tornado or straight line winds. The Weather Service hasn't decided, hasn't been able to do their surveys yet, but over the city of Brewton earlier this morning, there was a possibility of a tornado or straight line winds, and they had damage with 3 injuries down across the Brewton area this morning with severe weather and straight line winds. And it could potentially be a tornado, but we don't know just yet until the survey teams get out and actually survey it. Okay, we got a report, delayed report of a tornado over in the state of Georgia near the Randolph County area. But nothing to report right now out of Alabama. We are just going to continue here to watch the radar here for you. The flash flood watch from Birmingham, they have extended the time for Dallas, Greene, Hale, Marengo, Perry, and Sumter counties, and that lasts until 4 o'clock. So once again, the last tornado warning that was issued was at 3 o'clock. So it's been quite a while since we've had a tornado warning, and that is good news. But like I said, this batch of storms, basically from Electric to Alexander City, north of Wetumpka, these storms have got to be watched as they move over here towards the Rockford, Goodwater, Kellyton, Alexander City, and Dadeville areas. Also on Lake Martin, because this is a prime area for the potential of a couple of spin-up tornadoes or damaging straight line winds. And I can actually show you right now, we've got an area of concern right here to the northwest of Electric. We've got one off to the southwest right here, and then possibly another one that is sitting here just south of Rockford. And all of these are moving off to the north. and this is off of the Birmingham radar. Let me switch over here to Fort Rucker, and you can see that most definitely, if you're in Rockford right now, you're about to get intense line of wind, maybe on the order of 40 to 50 miles per hour, as this line of wind comes at you right now. Also, if you're watching towards the Electric, Alabama area, those are going to be a lot of good wind gust with that coming across here towards the Electric area. And real quick, let me check on my friends down here in South Alabama near the Ozark area. And there's your strong line of wind, maybe on the order of 40 to 50. That would be right here along the 231 corridor, basically stretching from Brundage, just off to the east of Brundage, over to Cilio, and just outside of Artron, Alabama. But for right now, there's no formal warnings in the entire state of Alabama, no warnings in Florida, no warnings in Georgia. So that is good news right now. We are continuing to watch the circulation of what is now Tropical Depression Claudette. All right, so I want to make y'all aware of this real quick. The National Weather Service in Mobile has issued, if you're watching along the coastline of Florida, let's see, if you're watching across the coastline of coastal Baldwin or coastal Mobile, down here towards the Orange Beach, Bon Secours, Dauphin Island, and Bayou La Batre areas, the National Weather Service in Mobile has just issued a wind advisory until 1 a.m. For coastal areas of Mobile and coastal areas of Baldwin County until 1 a.m. Central Time in the morning. And let me also just read you what that means. Let's see. The circulation of Tropical Depression Claudette continues to track north and east into central Alabama this evening and into tonight. Gusty winds remain possible across the region, including coastal Baldwin and coastal Mobile, for winds of 20 to 30 miles per hour for the rest of the evening. The strongest wind gusts have shifted to immediate coastline areas. So there is the reason for the wind advisory. And let me also say this. Gusty winds could blow around unsecured objects. Tree limbs could be blown down, and a few power outages may result. From winds of 20 to 30 with gusts up to 45 miles per hour for the following areas: Bayou La Batre, Grand Bay, Fort Morgan, Gulf Shores, Orange Beach, and Dauphin Island. So there you go. Wind advisory for those areas for coastal Baldwin and coastal Mobile for winds in excess of 20 to 30 with gusts up to 45 this afternoon through 1 a.m. So that's going to do it for this weather update. Yes. So I'm going to take another break. I intend to do another update for you guys around 4:30. Before then, if necessary, hope you guys have a great rest of your afternoon. And as always, I do not know why that Be Back ASAP was up there. I apologize about that. Anyway, I am here, but I will be back around 4:30 for another update. Before then, if any storms happen to become severe.